How's it going? It's your boy Kloth Talk, and I'm back with another video, man. Looking for my songs where I'm not going nowhere. Look. Nah, fuck it! Alright, what's going on, man? It's your boy Kloth Talk, and I'm back with another video, man. Looking for my songs where I'm not going nowhere. Alright, so it's been a very long time since I've done a Kloth Talk where it was just me talking. I know this year I started inviting guests, doing the virtual ones, and I've had a lot of fun doing the virtual ones. I've had guests on there that I didn't think would be on there. I had some really good conversations, and you guys really like the reception of that, so I'm going to keep doing that going to 2025, but I definitely should keep in the mix just ones where it's just me talking about my opinions on sneakers, clothes, like I've been doing. So I had to come back before the year ended, just doing a Kloth Talk how I originally started it. But without further ado, this is gonna be another segment of Kloth Talk. Again, Kloth Talk is just where I'm grabbing the article titles from Hypebeast, Complexes, and I'll talk about sneakers, fashion, everything that I love, and I bring people on here who have those same passions, but it's just me today, so it's just my passions. But without further ado, let's get into that first article. All right, so this article title reads, Nike officially unveils new Air Max Muse silhouette. Let me just say this, man. Nike low-key been in a bag lately, and I rock with these. Do I necessarily rock with this colorway? It can fit in my closet, but I feel like this is gonna be the start of something that I think can be potentially really great for this silhouette. It also just kind of gives off, like the way this shoe is designed, it also kind of gives off that big Nike dad shoe that's really popular. Like they have like the white and blue, and I also seen like the white, black, and red pair. Like it looks like that Nike dad shoe fused with like a Air Max model, maybe like a 95 or something. Like it has different elements to make it feel like it's its own shoe, but it also still does have silhouettes to it that kind of remind me of other sneakers. Mentioning the 95, mentioning, you know, I think it's the Air Pegasus. Is that what it's called, the Air Pegasus? I don't know, but it definitely still looks like its own shoe. And I feel like given the right partnerships, again, I feel like Nike has been taking off with the collabs this year, like the CDGs, the Stussies that has dropped. I feel like with the right colorway, or even just like a company, like I mentioned, like the Stussy or like a CDG, or even just somebody that's just big in sneakers, I feel like if they get their hands on this silhouette and make a dope colorway, because I feel like just the way that this shoe is kind of paneled, like it has the potential to really get dope colorways, whether like that silver part is swapped in with like an orange or a blue or a, you know, something to really make it pop, and like the laces, like I feel like there's a lot that could be done with this sneaker, and I'm interested to see what it does in 2025 because I feel like it has the characteristics, given just like how people like certain silhouettes and like it kind of aligning itself with other silhouettes that's still popular, or, you know, other like dad shoe looking shoes. Like I like this. And I think right now they're only seeding them out. I think it said in that article, December 11th, like they're just gonna test the waters, see how people respond to them. I'm sure certain influencers are gonna get these. Not me. I'm sure other people are gonna get these kind of just to see what people's reactions are, you know, hear the feedback and see what they can do. But I'm sure they already have some people that they wanna collab with this shoe in their pocket. But I do really like this shoe. I like this colorway, the black, the silver. Like I feel like that's, you know, it could fit in mostly anybody's closet. But I just wanna see what they do going into 2025 because I think these drop January 10th of 2025. So I'm just interested on who's gonna get their hands on these first, as far as like outside of Nike, being the first collab person to get these sneakers. But I just think about like the colorways of like the Mine New Balances he just did, or like the colorway of like the J-Tip Sauconys. Like, I'm not saying every shoe has to be super colorful and pop like that, but this shoe has the opportunity and just like the way that it's designed to add characteristics that could make this a top tier silhouette going into 2025. But I'm interested to know what you guys think of this new silhouette coming from Nike, the Air Max Muse. Let me know in the comments, would you rock these? And who would you want to see do a collab with these? I wanna know if y'all have the same thoughts as me, like when it comes to like the potential colorways this sneaker can get. But let's get into that next article. All right, so this article title reads, Timberland reunites with Thisisneverthat for a second collaborative capsule. I've never owned a pair of Timbs. I think going into 2025, at some point, I have to rock a pair of Timbs. Just from a cultural standpoint, I have to understand why everybody, and first of all, this was a boom year for Tim's. I'm talking they had some crazy collabs, very hype. I think this sneaker was probably, or this shoe in general, is probably at the top shoes of the year. I'm talking about like, you know, just companies. I feel like I've seen a lot of good collabs with Tim's this year. They had the Vendetta, I think that's how you pronounce it. They had the Vendetta ones, like the platinum chrome looking pair. And they also just had like a bunch of different ones, the Louis pair and all that. Like, you know, Tim's are definitely in a resurgence. I feel like people are, you know, as people get older and the younger generation comes up, they get interested in what the older generation did. And I feel like that's currently what's happening. Like, people are really into Tim's right now. But again, I think I have to buy a pair of Tim's going into 2025 or at some point in 2025, just because I have to understand, is it just all hype or is it actually like that? But back to this article, I think these shoes are just overall, this collab is really dope. I think Thisisneverthat is definitely one of those brands that has a track record that is following them that is really great. Like, I'm talking like the New Balances, the Timbs, and I think they've done other stuff with, I want to say Nike, bro. I can't say that. I think they've done a Nike collab, but just in general, everything from Thisisneverthat is really tasteful. I feel like they are one of those brands that has a reputation almost similar to CDG, not in status, but overall, the collabs that they do, very tasteful, have longevity. It's not just like some crazy out there stuff. Like, they make sure you can take, you know, if you bought something in 2015 or 2016 from Thisisneverthat, it can carry you well into 2025, going into next year. Like, I think those are just, that's just one of those brands that I have, that has one of those, they understand it as far as like a, you know, cultural thing and like longevity thing. But these are fire. I actually rock with these. I think I don't know what Tim person I am. Am I the big boot Tim person? Am I the half one? Like, they have like the ones like this. Like, am I the half version of that? Like, I don't know what Tim person I am yet, but I am gravitating to these just because I like the way they look. They look very classic. They don't necessarily even look like a Tim until you get close up on it. So I don't know if I'm really drawn in because of that, because I really don't like big branding like that. It kind of just kills something in my opinion when it comes to branding and logoing. But these are fire though. I rock with these. The clothing, I don't know if it's per se like screaming at me like, oh, I want this, I need this, I need this. But the shoes, I could definitely rock with this. I think this is done very tastefully. I think I might, you know, see what the secondary market looking like. I might try to cop a pair. But overall, I think this is a very tasteful collab. I think I can see a world where this is also dressed up and you can also dress it down. It has both elements to it, just given the shape of it. Cause like, once the pants is kind of covered on the shoe itself, I feel like it looks like a dressier boat shoe look to it. So I rock with these. This is fire. I think Tim's is doing great. They're having their resurgence right now, and I think going to 25, I don't really see that slowing down. But let's get into the next article. All right, so this article title reads, Oversized Silhouettes and Limitless Creativity Define Sillage's Winter 2024 Collection. First of all, I just want to give a shout out to the person that, because people always comment on articles on Hypebeast, but this one comment in particular just hit me weak, because why did you comment this? But I think this is kind of the reason that I like doing Kloth Talks, because I learned about brands that I absolutely never heard of before. And I think this brand is dope. I think what they're doing is dope. I know it talked about in the article, some of his collections only offer one size. And I think like, I don't think that's practical, because, you know, different people are gonna wanna access your brand who have different body types. So like, everyone can't really fit to whatever you made that certain piece to. But I do like the idea of just like breaking the norm and kind of just not following suit after every single person, because it talks about in the article how, you know, everyone's basically just copying each other. You know, there's no one really being curious, or like, you know, no one's really doing the research to figure out what people used to rock back then. And like, which people are. I hate when people say things like that, because then it kind of makes themselves get put on the pedestal as if they are, you know, redefining and changing the way people dress. But I do to some degree, because there are a lot of people who are just copying what other people are doing, whether it just be logos or just prints and just putting it front and back. Like, there is a lot of copying going on, but I wouldn't say there's so much to where there's a disparity in good quality stuff. I just think a lot of that good quality stuff doesn't get pushed as much as like, you know, the stuff that, you know, people may be able to sell for like $15, $20 or whatever the case. But again, just taking a look at some of the stuff that's in this article though, the pieces, oh, they hit. And y'all know me, I love a goofy hat. This hat right here with the hair's tweed, oh yeah, that's definitely my flavor. I rock with this. I am interested though to purchase something from this brand, given that they do only offer one size for certain things. So I'm interested in how that plays out. But this is definitely one of those brands I'm gonna just keep in my back pocket. This is like one of those brands that, like, you know, as I see new articles, as I see on their social media, as I browse their website, I'm just gonna keep an eye on like what they're doing, see what they're doing as far as like, you know, overall shapes and silhouettes and colors and designs and patterns. Like, I wanna see what this brand has to offer, because a lot of this stuff that's in this article, as far as the imagery, like, it kind of does align with what my fashion is. Like, I definitely like the way the shorts and the pants look on model. Some of the like sweaters and like the jackets may not fall in line with how I like things to fit. I am gonna keep an eye and see what they do in the future, just because I feel like they are doing something, but I don't know if it's just there yet. But I like the idea of it. I like that, you know, somebody's not just trying to like print, you know, some flames on a shirt and put their logo in big text and just put it out there for someone to consume. But I think this brand can be something, so I'm just gonna keep my eyes on it. But that is gonna wrap up this Kloth Talk. Again, I'm happy that I was able to get back on camera, just being me, going back to how I originally did Kloth Talks. Again, absolutely love the virtual ones. I'm definitely gonna continuously do the virtual ones. But it's good to kind of mix it up, especially since I haven't done one in the year. That's definitely not gonna happen going to 2025. I wanna make sure I at least keep, you know, just, you know, the way I started in circulation. But without further ado, like I always do, I'll catch y'all in the next one.
But I love the way you work it. Ay, I love the way you work it.